As at equities markets now, as we take a look at the markets at the close of yesterday, Nigeria's equities market, which opened the month of April in red, decreased further by 0.27%. That's about 84 billion around Tuesday. The Nigerian Exchange all-share index and market capitalization decreased from the preceding day's high to around 29.51 trillion naira. And if you look at year-to-date returns, which settles at 4.72% because of the decrease on Monday. Now the stock market has advanced by 2,437.73 basis points since the start of the year. However, let's take a look at the top 5 gainers for our Tuesday section. That's Square, NACO, Linkage Assurance, Sooner Assurance, and WAPIC. Most insurance stock now dominating I beg your pardon, the market yesterday. But flip to the other side, our top decliners for Tuesday: Multiverse, Etana Oil, ABC Transport, and Nigerian NGS Group, and ICO Insurance, top of the top 5 decliners for our Tuesday section. So let's get talking now. I'm Rosomodian, Chief Research Officer, Investor Consulting Limited, is here with us in the studio. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
There's a new trend in the market now. Talk to us about the factors behind this new trend.
Yeah, you say it's a new trend. For me, I'm not surprised that for the first 2 trading days of the month of April and the second quarter, seeing the market in a selling sentiment. Yes, it might send a concern for traders or for investors, but for me, any market in the world, will not continue to be in up direction. This opportunity we are seeing the market being in a sell mode is also a sign for people to also look at the fair value and starting position. Because one thing, all eyes on payment days of many companies that have adjusted their dividend in terms of price. Then payment day comes, and when payment comes, liquidity will naturally come to the market again. As we speak now, profit taking, liquidity, all are part of what is playing right now. But this will not send any negative signal to any designer investor, but rather, for those that understand this is the earning season, dividend yield and environment, we want to pile up some good stock for what? For income. But what is also sending this signal is that if you look at what delay in the first year bank's result that are yet out to now, rather from GT Code, Access Bank and First Bank Holding, these are the ones that are sending sentiment in this direction. We saw yesterday that there were kind of a profit taking in GT, in Zenith Bank, and not even FBN Holding. It tells you that these are the things shaping the market. And also, even the Fidelity, we have not seen the result. Also, if you read the life of, there are some companies also that have not released the result, but they notified the exchange why they're not yet to release it. That means, are these companies also release the result going to the future? Also, we expect that payment date will come, and AGM will start coming. We expect to see the market react to all those events. And don't forget that we have seen the what we call it, president manager for the month of March. I see that also going to shape the market. What are we expecting in terms of Q1 for this quarter that ended in March 31st? I believe that these are the things to shape the market. And also don't forget that inflation is another thing. Yes, also to see that other primary market auction from the Treasury will also be coming up. These are the factors or events that will shape the market going to the future. But for me, there's no cause for alarm. Why I say there's no cause for alarm, is that all these scenarios or all this oscillation create opportunity for market. If market remain in one direction, it's never an interesting thing. And when the market is trending, it becomes something else. But now that we're seeing it goes up and down, it's the beauty of stock market anywhere in the world that you buy low, you sell high.
I use that word, new trend, because if you look at the market yesterday, the market breadth was negative. I mean, there has to be a kind of balance. So the market breadth was negative, and you have more losers than gainers at the close of yesterday. So how do you now put that side by side?
I said for the first trading day, we have seen a selling sentiment. It means that we are having more sellers in the market. It tells you that people are taking profit, and this time the delay in this respect is also part of sending a signal. Let me play with caution. These are the things that happen. But for me, there's no cause for alarm. And also, don't forget again that as we are entering into the transition period, we expect that between now and the month of May 29, we'll see the another government coming in. Cautions will be more there, but I believe that for those that know what they're in the market, this time of caution that or sentences that people are looking at is where you are saying designing investor and smart traders should look at opportunities, because when price of stocks are marked down, they come to another new level in terms of value and price that will become attractive for people to enter. It depends on your game in the market, what is your your trading strategy, what is your goal in the market. All this will kind of control or drive the kind of stock you'll be looking at, sector you'll be looking at. At the end of the day, you'll be in for money, because I tell you, in any market, so whether in a bear market, in a bull market, there are always opportunity for you to make money if you understand how to trade the market.
Let's talk about the insurance index, dominating the proceedings yesterday, except for maybe Square and aviation handling company that made around 85 kobo to close at 9 naira, almost 10 naira at the close of yesterday. So you have linkage assurance, you have Sooner Assurance, you also have WAPIC dominating the gainers chart yesterday.
For me, it's interesting to know that the insurance are coming out of their wood or their backward seat they were sitting before. Now why I say so, that I will tell you, in the recent years, the result we have seen so far, seeing insurance companies that even though their names are not known in the market, paying dividend is a sign where that sector is going. And don't forget that early this year we discussed on this program that as far as we are seeing some adjustment in the premium of this sector, that as a way going to reflect what on their bottom line. Actually, now we have not seen that, we have not seen the period of the result that coming from that period. But as at 2022 financial year end, we are seeing many insurance companies coming out with a dividend which they've not done before. It's a sign that where the insurance sectors are going. And also, these insurance stocks are very bookable stock, that any trader or investor will want to look at because of their low price. Especially those long-term investors that have little money can be looking at this time because of the potential in the future, because every investment again in the future. Like I told you, if we are seeing that from Q1 now, because of the adjustment in their premium, we start seeing results looking positive, that also will be another attraction. But for those that are taking advantage of that, I think that, if this company, despite 2021 financial year, 2022 financial year challenges, we are seeing a better number and they are paying dividend. Now that they have a 200 increase in their premium, that means we expect to see a better number going to the future. And that's why to invest, we now start positioning. And this is another new financial year entirely. We're only going to see the first quarter results. For me, it's a good one, and I believe that sector has potential.
Can we attribute this growth to maybe reforms in the sector, or should we attribute to, because Nigerians that we know don't like to buy policy. so where are they making this?
These days, like
this return from?
These days, yes, we know that the penetration is low, but these days people have come aware that going without policy covering your business is a higher risk than, even though you are paying premium for it, it's better than in case of incasity or in case of no unforeseen event happen. People, that is why I can see it has improved. Look at what happened during SARS. Many companies were taking care of because they don't understand. You can see what has even happened during this cash crunch. There are many companies that have insured. All the banks that are insured, those banks are insured. It's insurance that will take up. Now, I believe that this is a working time for insurance company. I see that the reform also that have done is part of what is driving the attraction there. Because if a company has 200% increase before you are collecting, let's say for example, let's take it a simple way. You are collecting 5,000 naira for third-party insurance in Nigeria.
Right.
As at end of December 31st, 2022. As at January this year to date, it has moved from 5,000 naira to 15,000 naira. That's 200% increase. And that, don't forget that in a mature economy, it's the insurance that owns the bank, because this is a pool of funds and they use it to do investment. But it's only here it refers to the case in Nigeria that it's the banks that are owning insurance. But if you understand the pool, how insurance, if you see like all these big names, or Buffett, all those who started investment in the olden days, they all started from insurance, from insurance, because insurance is where you collect pool of funds and you can invest here and there. For me, insurance also become a major player in the market. If all these funds are coming, they can also trade in stock, put the money in treasury, but also on top of that, also managing funds. For me, it's a good way to start looking at if you are a long-term investor, like I said, and also for traders, it might not be so attractive now to start entering. Because for those that are thinking long, then this is the time to taking the work of insurance company.
I think we should also look at on the other side now, Multiverse, Eternal Oil, ABC Transport, NGS Group, ICO Insurance, all in the red yesterday. Talk to us about Multiverse.
For Multiverse, I would say purely that is a profit taking. Multiverse have moved from as low as almost 1 naira 20 to almost 4 naira 2022 and all those that. For now, people are taking profit on that. I'm not surprised. But for Eternal for me, market is treating Eternal the way they kind of rewarded investor. Internal posted a positive number, but the payout was poor. A company that made up to like 1 naira 4 kobo earning per share for a year, you are paying your shareholder 15 kobo. Now, what Eternal is saying now is expected. And Alan, they say their chartered accountant or that was the consultant was the one that misguided them to pay a dividend of what 15 kobo for earning per share of almost 1 naira 4 kobo. But the good thing in Eternal is that for those that are thinking long and medium term, I think I will, because Eternal has moved from a negative position of its account to a positive one. That means if they can concentrate on that and continue that direction, Eternal has become a healthy company to to invest. For me, there's no cost allowed, but the payment. No, don't forget that investors are in a position to make money. At the end of the day, after waiting for a whole year, I've invested money. You are giving 15 kobo for a stock that's selling for almost 7 naira. First, coming down. That is why the market is treating Eternal in this form. Yeah.
We've not seen much of transport companies listed on the stock exchange except for ABC Transport. I mean, now the stock is at 31 kobo per share after losing around almost 9% yesterday. So talk to us about this.
No, before now, the stock have remained a bit stable in terms of price. But what happened yesterday that you saw it on the loser side is that, if some investors are saying that it's better they didn't declare dividend. We saw an announcement that they are going to pay 0.0015. It's not up to a kobo you want to pay as dividend. That is part of why you are seeing this kind of reaction. But I believe that if such company can also start paying dividend into the future, that also will bring about. Don't forget that at this time that they also were thinking of removing the subsidy, all the stuff, how it's going to affect this sector, because if the cost of transportation is high, with the mobile line we're having now, with the internet we're having now, with Zoom we're having now, then most movement will also stop. It has the also telling on this one, because if people are not on the road as much again, because I tell you, if there is a way this reform subsidy will come to Nigeria, I will tell you most people start working from home, even some companies, because if you are not paying what will be to carry the person from home to the office every day at the end of the month, you might go to start working at home.
And do you think that the issue of insecurity across Nigeria would have also impacted on the operations?
It's possible, but I think of late now we have not seen much of incident apart from recently. Now we heard about Kaduna again, student, but for during the election, I know it's a bit calm, but I don't know. That means incoming the government should also sit up on that even before this one go. They should also do something to make sure that they usher in the new government on a good note. Not that they are coming and they start hitting the ground, no fighting. But I think if they can do something when they come, they also plan to continue for where they stop. For me, it's a part of it. Security is about. Don't forget that when they know that a vehicle is equipped also with security men in it, you have possibility of the flow. Because I tell you, we also reduce attack on the road has reduced drastically in Nigeria. Traveling from here to here, and attack it has reduced.
Let's talk about the ICO insurance. Lost about 3 kobo yesterday. I mean, it's one of the frontline company in the insurance sector as well for years.
ICO insurance, for me, I'm not surprised that it saw a pullback yesterday, but that doesn't mean that ICO is bad. ICO's fundamental remain solid and strong, but the 3 kobo dividend also they announced was not too attractive for investors. So that for almost 60 kobo, telling me I pay me 3 kobo, that is less than 5% yield. It's part of it, but I believe that the Q one I said will change. But if you are thinking long, this is a company that you should also look at, an insurance company, because they've come, they are tested, and they are old in this industry and they understand the business. For me, ICO at this price is a giveaway price for any long-term investor.
Let's talk about today. I mean, we have about 1 hour 45 minutes trading already into today's trading. So what was the market like? I don't know if you've seen the figures this morning, and what is it likely? What should we expect?
Like I said that for the first 2 trading days, Monday and Tuesday has been red. This morning we're seeing that future of up and down already as market has opened. We want to see it at the end of the day, but I still expect that as investors are digesting the recent data that hit the market in terms of positive marginal index, and also the numbers that you can see what is driving NACO. It's a result of what the positive number of NACO. The what is driving the internal down as a result of the number. In market reacting to this number will also drive up and down. For me, let's see the market will be missed today too.
Okay, I think we'll just have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time. As always, Ambrose Amodian, Chief Research Officer, Investigator. Well, that's it on this segment. We'll take a break now. After the break, now the federal government has expressed its plans to demolish 2 private hangars and their offices to pave the way for the expansion of the apron of the terminal. That's Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos. Well, that's what we'll be looking at next on the program. Please stay with us.